think, first I should say that Marvel was extremely supportive in what it was that I think Ryan and I wanted to try to tackle in terms of thematically within the parameters of the story. We inherited the character from Captain America Civil War, right? So we inherited some from the comics. So we inherited some of the dynamics in terms of the plot. But there were some thematic things that we wanted to tackle, and we wanted to also introduce Wakanda to this place. And so we went about trying to tackle those things through character and through the interactions between the people, the characters around Panther, and they were really supportive in that. And so the theme of "Am I my brother's keeper?" was something that we talked about a lot, and this kind of global responsibility to each other, and how does that work within the dynamics of a nation in Africa that has the resources that Wakanda has, and African American antagonists. And so we really tried to work in terms of those dynamics and try to explore different themes.
And I was struck by the fact that you have, Eric Killmonger has a point. I mean, he has a point of view. It's perfectly legitimate. He's not a robot trying to destroy the world. He's got something to say, and from his background, he makes sense. He's the hero of his own movie.
Well, we try to. I think the best villains the best villains are ones who can affect your protagonist, right? And so have an effect on the journey of Chad's character, right? And so we wanted to try to find a connection between the two of them that was something that we could explore on a personal level, because that was where the kind of family dynamic came in, because it allows you to have more of a connection. And for him to have a perspective that people can get behind or understand, sometimes it's not your point of view that makes you a villain, but how you go about trying to achieve what you want to achieve.
He's a superhero. We've seen these superhero origin stories. With great power comes great responsibility. But he's not just got to be a superhero. He's got to be a king. He's got to govern, and that's an interesting character dilemma, I think, for him. I wonder if you can talk about having to play both.
Well, for me, I think it's about where those two things merge, and they merge inside of the culture of Wakanda. Part of his the mantle that he's carrying is related to what is the spirituality of the people of Wakanda. So I think for me, I placed my focus on what is their history, what is the ancestry of Wakanda, what are the rituals, what are all those, and I also try to pull from things that were similar to that in cultures, in actual cultures throughout the world, because that's where the connection is. There is, in that ritual, there is a connection to the spirit animal, and in that same ritual, there's a connection to the rulership, to the kingship, to the lessons that he's learned from his father, and his father learned from his father, and his father learned from, and not just the men, but the women as well, the queens of Wakanda as well. And so for me, it was just believing what that past is. And I think that was a fun experience to sort of dive into what this deep history is. And then I think the pride of being a ruler comes from that. It comes from walking in the same footsteps. And actually, he doesn't believe, even though he's been trained to do it from childhood, that he's even ready for it, because it's such a big thing. And so I think there's always there's the animal inside the panda, and there's the man inside the panda, and vice versa. I just try to find what those things were. Obviously there's a lot of physicality that goes into it. There's a lot of training that goes into it. There's also a lot of, vocal work and spiritual work and psychological work. So I just try to do all of it and have fun on a day-to-day basis doing it. I think.
Man, sometimes I was doing fight rehearsals and he was drunk. Woo! I felt pretty. Yeah, he was just drumming, and it changed how you were moving and how he kind of would understand your spirit in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And what your fighting style is, and he would change the rhythm and the beat for that style. You know what I'm saying? He was incredible. And then there was a party that Chad threw. He drummed. There was a party that Chad threw and he drummed. Yeah, that was the party. That's why it's fun. That was amazing.
It's very unusual on a movie that an African-American woman can show up with her natural hair. Usually you're told you need to straighten it, or you need to curl it, or you need to flat iron it. So when we were telling people we were doing fittings, we were telling people you can come with your natural hair. These ladies were like, really? Are you sure? Are you sick? I was like, no, really, I want you to show up with your natural hair, because the intent for me was to make it as authentic as possible. And my father used to always tell me that you need to look in the mirror and love your natural self. So I always like to take my extensions out or take my braids and look at me as myself. And I wanted us, when we're looking in the mirror and we're doing hair, for these ladies to look at themselves and see the beauty within themselves. So that's one thing that we created. And also just the basis of that, the hair is based in authenticity, in the sense of it's based on real African tribes. It's based on, Afrocentric. It's based on Afro-punk. That's like a huge movement now. So it's really based in the reality of what black hair is now.
I first flew out to Atlanta, walked into the production office, and all along the walls were these amazing costumes by Ruth Carter.
Yes.
And I was talking to Joe Harlow, makeup department head, and said, we have to raise the bar to that level. And it was very much a collaborative effort between Ruth, Camille, Joe, and trying to get Ryan's vision. The first step was to bring that authenticity was to do the research. And we researched for probably 4 weeks before we actually got the design. And so it was very much a collaborative effort to bring these cohesive characters together, and I think that it shows on the screen.
Yeah, I had the same kind of experience that Ken did when I got to Atlanta. We walked in and Ruth's boards were up, and the production designer had her boards up, and we all felt this kind of sense of responsibility because we realized instantly we were telling a very different story. The authenticity of it for the art department and the production design team was the directive from Ryan and from Hannah both was that we wanted it to be authentically African as possible. So we did a very deep dive into African culture. We spent weeks looking at different tribes in Africa, what their art forms were, what their culture was like, and because, we had to translate that into the tribes of Wakanda. And Ryan was very adamant that the iconography in the film be authentically African. So when we designed and did the museum, there were 500 artifacts in the museum, and every one was real and vetted, that it came from a real place in Africa.
Well, we had about 500 hours of footage to go through for this movie. And it was all beautiful to look at. Rachel, who's not here right now, our DP, incredible cinematographer. And, there's an interesting paradox in filmmaking that I've learned and I talked to Ryan about, that the more unique you make something, the more universal it actually becomes. And if you try to please everybody and make it for everybody, tricky because you have so many amazing actors, you have such good writing, you have such, every aspect of this, and Jeff nailed it, the authenticity comes from Ryan. I think, you know, half the time, Debbie and I, when working with Ryan, would have conversations about current events, or talk about how, you know, one of the biggest natural resources that we waste is human potential. And, you know, what is this, you know, how can we convey this message? Because you don't want to beat people over the head with it. You want people to feel that authenticity. So, you know, when looking at every scene, you know, it's Chad's movie. You know, it's Black Panther's movie. So, you know, making sure that those experiences are honest, and even more so the relationships. One of my favorite scenes is when he first lands in Wakanda and you meet, you know, his mom and his sister. And the reason why is because that's the moment that the entire world, no matter what you look like or where you come from, you can start to relate to that character.
I think one of our biggest challenges was constantly finding the balancing act. So we have all these characters, and we want to spend enough time with them so that they're depth, and so that we care about them. But because there's so many, if you spend too much time with them, you go off on a million tangents, and the momentum of the main story can get lost in the narrative and the emotional thrust of the major story. So it was constantly trying to figure out how much time to spend with who. And yeah, you spoke about Killmonger being a villain you can empathize with. I mean, that was also a very fine line that we had to balance. Like, we wanted you to understand his point of view and really feel for him and like basically agree with him, but see that he was going about it the wrong way. And, you know, how far do you lean in each direction to get that balance right? How do we make a film that is political but not preachy? So it was really a phenomenal experience, just having, you know, 500 hours of footage is a lot.
It's going to be a really weird way of describing it, but I remember I went to the hair truck. I went to the hair truck.
The hair truck.
Yeah, the hair truck, Camille's truck.
Where?
To get ready. No, just to get ready for Black Panther, just to get ready, like, to get hair and makeup, and I had to get a cut for a big top. And then the songs they would use, the songs that they would play in the morning, I was like, I've never experienced. They were playing like a shanty. It was like, or like, oh, it was just like so. I don't know what I'm trying to describe, but it was just so. It was just so black. Like, it was like so kind of like, it was so unapologetic. I just couldn't believe it. Like, it was that kind of thing where, like, I always working in England. I've been working in England like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And then, like, so I've never been in a space where I felt welcome. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, and that's what it was. It was like going on a trial. I was like, what, like, and that's what it was, going to every track and going and talking to everybody. It was like, I was like, well, this is clearly going to be littered in this story and in the decisions that are being made and the questions that are being asked for our characters. And all this stuff, because it's all coming from a certain, there's an overwhelming, there's a certain perspective that's finding the majority on this shoot. Do you know what I'm saying? And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the thing about it is, I think everyone knew what the opportunity was. Because we knew first of all, what the comic book was, so, and we knew what if you say, well, this is a nation that's never been conquered. They're the most technologically advanced, and it's hidden, right? And so you ask that question, you're like, well, what culture is that? And what spaces that I've seen remnants of it in Egypt and Mali, different places. What is it? I think ultimately, in some way, every person knew that this was something different. And so when he's saying he went in the makeup trailer and he could feel it, everybody was sort of preparing. Like I say, oh, I had a drummer. He was on set. He stayed in the house with me, and then he came to set. He played in the parking lot sometimes. And, you know, there was an overarching culture in the space that we wanted to create. We ingenuity we had to create a work.
I don't know if I can pick out one, because I think that hopefully one thing that you're realizing from all of this discussion is it was truly a collaboration that people built off of one to the other. So I think that the exploration that Daniel or Chad did to get to where they needed to be inspired everybody else, and then they brought new things to the table. And I think that kind of came across the board from Hannah, from everyone really. And I think, to me, that was one of the biggest inspirations that I got from this, and one of the best experiences was just watching that true collaboration and everyone kind of building to make the next person better. Sarah?
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. But I'll say that the first time I saw a photo or still of Lupita and Chad and Denai walking into the casino in those incredible costumes with the hair and makeup. So shout out to Camille and Ruth and Kenny and everyone. It was so thrilling. And I just felt like, why haven't we seen this before in a major motion picture? Why has it taken this long? And that really, I couldn't wait to see the rest of the film after I saw that image.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. But hands down for me, Ruth's costumes were just astonishing. And every day when I would walk on the set, the first thing that I would do is look at how people were dressed. It was just a masterwork every day. And one of the crew gifts was a blanket that Ruth had designed. And I treasure that because it's beautiful. And so I would say Ruth is my name.
I agree. For us, the Holy Trinity is hair, makeup, and wardrobe. So working with Ruth Carter, working with Kenny and Joel, and also like working with the actors, like what you guys brought to it. Like, you know, I remember Danielle, like when we were like figuring out your haircut and we were cutting your hair, and Victor Paz, which is an extraordinary barber, cut his hair, and I remember like you looking at your hair and you were like, this is the dopest fade I've ever had. And like for me, when we can get somebody into character like that, and when they can see their character, my job is done. So that was exciting for me.
For me, it was working with some powerful black women. Ruth Carter's design, Camille's. That was the first day trying to put these characters together as a different look. And then watching Lupita, Denai in the trailer, working with you guys, questioning things, just like, they were power. There was power in that trailer. Those women, that was really, I was just like, this is great. I love this energy, this female energy. That was it for me.
I'm going to give a shout out to my co-editor, Mark. Same answer. You know, it's really tough. It can be really tough, I guess, sharing a position on a film, because with this much footage, you know, some things you just have to trust completely to the other person. And I knew if there was an important scene and if it was in his hands, I knew he would bring heart to the scene, humor. I knew he would feel the characters and the depth. And if it needs to be cool and exciting, it would be that also. And it just you would feel an emotional journey, whatever emotional journey you needed to feel in every frame. And I knew that he loved the film as much as I did. And I'm from South Africa, so this film meant a lot to me. And yeah, shout out to you, Mike.
Well, I'm going to say Debbie. Not because you said it. But you know, I think what's so important on every level of making a movie, and actually life in general, I think if we did more of it, the world would be 10 times better place, is listening. And you know, I think with the female empowerment, with you know, all the departments, you know, it's really tough. You know, as a guy, like, I like to think, yeah, I know what a woman would do in this situation or not, but you know, anytime there's a scene going on where, you know, between two women, I bring Debbie in. I mean, I brought her in for every scene, but she's like, no, there's something that's not right about that. Like, that's not how I feel if I was in those shoes. And, you know, and vice versa. Like, we support each other, we listen to each other. And I think we listen to everybody else up here. You know, like, when cutting a scene, sometimes it's really hard to know where to start. And I'll listen to the actors. I'll see when they react. I'll watch the looks in their eyes. and it kind of informs where it cut, the sets, the effects, you know, the hair. I was telling Camille, there's some stuff in the hair that I didn't see until the premiere. That like levels of detail that were just so, and sometimes an editor, you're just gonna know when to get out of everybody else's way. So, yes, Debbie.
This is just an incredible team effort. Like sometimes it's just an incredible team effort. I'm gonna say 2 people, but I just wanted to say that as well. But I think for me, I think like for black characters, hair is so important. Hair is so important, and I like it says so much about you and who you are as a person. And I feel way Camille and her team, what they did, and there was a point during the shoot that I was just like, everyone had a different haircut. That level of detail, the fact that someone cares that much, you don't realize how much people don't care. Like Chad said, I've gone back to, I was one time I did a shoot, and I've gone back to school and they crated my head. So I had to go bald, because they cut my hair crazy. Like, it's like, you don't understand how, and then it's like, who is that person that does? That's neglect. What kind of hole does that kid come from? Do you know what I'm saying? What are you saying about your character? Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't care. And that's what Camille and her team did was amazing. And also to say Chad as well, because it's such a hard task to be the heartbeat and the center of gravity in a film like this, and it's seamless. It made it seamless, and I don't think the level of skill you need to pull off that kind of performance in a different accent. Do you know what I'm saying? It's and to make it feel real and to feel regal but human. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a very hard, and I mean that. I think it's an incredible piece of work.
Again, the collaboration in doing this film was across the board was amazing. So it's hard to pick. Definitely you can't pick one person. So, but I'm going to say Ruth. I have to, you know, and you've heard her name several times, but just walking through the wardrobe. I don't even know what that room was, but walking through wardrobe and seeing the images she had of everybody spoken of it, but it was everything. It was everything, because the vision board was endless, first of all, and that alone, just those images, brought you into a space where you were more ready to do the movie, and it let you know how long and how much of an opportunity she felt this was. And I think it spoke to what everybody was feeling, but had not outwardly, you maybe didn't outwardly express it in a way where everybody could see it. But the fact that her creativity was one where she just grabbed this, and I'm sure she had help creating that vision board, but she approved it all. That alone, not to mention that, like when I put on clothes, I love clothes. Some of y'all might know that, but I love clothes. And when I put on clothes, it changes me. And so I saw everybody go through, everybody in the film went through that process, and you put something on and you were like, but the fact that she knew what it was going to be, most of the time, she knew exactly what you needed to put on. It was very rare that it was like even 3 choices in the outfit. It was like between this and this, and most of the time she was like, this is it, and she was